All right, so I've been asked again a question about how to do Pandoc for static site generation. People, when they discover Markdown, they generally the next question they ask is, well, how do I turn this Markdown into a web page? And there's lots of options there, right? So GitHub by default comes with Jekyll built in to GitHub Pages. You can read about that. Netlify.com. You guys know about Netlify? Netlify.com will host anything that is generated from anything on GitHub or GitLab, and you can create sites here as well. So there's lots of ways to host it, but how do you turn it into HTML? There's lots of ways to do that. My favorite way right now is Pandoc. My KN tool, my knowledge node, knowledge exchange grid tool also does it using the same method that Hugo does. And that is my absolute favorite way. But for most people, the easiest way to do it is to play around with something called Pandoc. So what is Pandoc? So you go to pandoc.org, I think it still is, and you can find Pandoc. A lot of people haven't heard of Pandoc because it's an academic thing. A lot of textbooks are made using it. There's been a lot of really great stuff written in it. Pandoc is the one-stop shopping for converting from any format into any other format, and it does that by parsing up the document into what's called an abstract syntax tree, an AST, and then it takes that AST and then it re-renders it on the way out in whatever other format you have. So that process can change the resolution of the document depending on how good the AST is. And in fact, the AST is good, but it does have some problems. And I've actually the reason I invented pagan.dev extended peg with pagan.dev was because I wanted a better AST for that same process than what Pandoc provided. And that's just kind of a little segue into Pagan if you want to understand what it is and what you get out of it. But that's not what you're here for. You're here for Pandoc. So Pandoc is here to cover the base of converting for you by default into Markdown into HTML. It's no surprise that that's the default because that's what most people want out of Pandoc. You go here and read the docs here. Fantastic documentation, great group, great mailing list, great everything. JGM, who does this, is one of the people who helped define Common Mark and kind of spearheaded it. Great human being over there at Berkeley, a professor. He's been busy doing that. So you can go get yourself a Pandoc, go doc install Pandoc, but let's try it. So let's make a temp directory. It's called temp my site or my whatever. Temp. Trying to do this in under 25 minutes, so bear with me. So just pretend you have a site here. We're going to go into temp site. By the way, this is what I'm about to do is exactly how I do everything on rwx.gg. So there's a lot of broken links on rwx.gg right now because it kind of got left hanging after the last boost. But this is all this code here, including this stuff over here, was all developed and written in Markdown and rendered with Pandoc. So that's the kind of site you can have just off of Pandoc. You don't need anything fancier than that. So first things first, you need an HTML or a Markdown. Now I recommend that you make your files readme.md because that is kind of the universal standard. It's kind of like the index.html of Markdown pages. You have a title, my site title, some paragraph. If you want to learn Markdown HTML, go read this file. I wrote a lot of stuff about this, rwx.gg/lang/md. If you want something simpler, do the basic one first. You can learn it in 20 minutes or so, and you don't have to overly stress yourself about that. So then you write this down. It's really cool, and you can like, let's say, here is, I don't know, italic text, right? I am using the Pandoc. I'm using the Pandoc plugin from Vim. I really highly recommend it. However, I did have to modify it because the other one sucked. It didn't have smart quotes and stuff, so mine's the only one that has it currently, and I believe I have it on GitHub now. If you want to know how to do that part, I'm trying to get this all this information to you quickly. Pandoc, there it is. There's a bunch of extra options for that. So you need these two here. So there they are. There's those two options sent to you in your in your chat if you want to. This file is in vimrc, which is in my dot files. So here's the repo for my dot files. You can go look through there if you prefer. All right, so now we're in the readme.md. We have italic there. Now this is really cool. Watch this. And what I'm about to do is described in VI Magic. So you can go to https /vi magic and it'll describe to you what I'm about to do. But might as well do it because it's a really fun thing to do. So see this here? I can convert this line into HTML with VI Magic commands. So exclamation point, which says send the current line to here, to the shell. So I'm going to send it to the shell. I'm going to send it to Pandoc, and it gets rendered as italic. If I send the whole file to there, I can send the whole entire file. There's lots of ways of doing this, but in fact, we can just do this one, right? You guys know that one probably. I can send that whole thing to Pandoc, and that will change the whole thing into HTML. Pretty cool. There we go. I'm going to do it again. Should we do it again? And do it over and over again. Pandoc, non-Pandoc. Pretty cool, huh? That's VI Magic. Understand the filters. Understand shell integration, or you don't understand VI. But even if you don't want to do that like that, you can do it like this. Pandoc readme.md, and it makes the file for you. So you can obviously imply what comes next. So now it's like, well, that's not a real file. Let's make it a real file. -s for standalone. Now it's a full-blown file, right? And how would I even look at that? Well, let's run browser sync preview. So now we have, this is using the browser sync preview tool. So we see exactly what we're getting here, and there's nothing there at the moment. So I'm going to have to open another terminal here because my browser sync is running on that. By the way, here is preview. That's the, oops. Here's the preview command that you can use. It uses browser sync, which is a separate video. Most phenomenal previewer out there right now. But the reason it gave me that error is because there is no index.html page. So we don't have one yet, right? Well, let's make one. So let me get rid of, let's see this. So we're going to do, let's do this. So pandoc-s readme. That gives me all this HTML, but it doesn't put it into a file. So let's put it into a file. -o index.html, and now we have a file. It gives me this annoying warning, but if I reload over here, hey, look, my site title. Not too bad for a default, right? So I can come over here and I can mess with it all I want to. If I want to get rid of that warning, I could put a title here. Another way to get rid of the warning would be to do this instead. I don't like this in particular, but this is what they're asking for. And then you still could have, you know, my site title, and you can do all that. So let me just re-render it again. And now you see you got two titles. See, the default template uses the title from the thing, and you can mess with the templates. So you say, maybe I want my own template, right? Well, you can do that. You can have it use your own template instead of this template, and I think I probably will leave that for another day. Did I render it? Yes, I did, didn't I? Readme. Oh, my site title. I thought maybe I didn't. Let me try again. Oh, there we go. So now we have a site title. You can change up the template. If you want to change the template, you can put it in here. I'm going to copy one of the templates I have already. But I mean, it's not hard to make your own template. So to do your own template, just call it template HTML. God, how many minutes do I have? 15 minutes. Okay. So dog type HTML. You guys remember HTML, right? HTML. We need a head. How about a title? Okay, let's put a title here, shall we? So we're gonna do title. That's the template format, and title, head. I mean, you need other stuff in there, obviously. I just don't have time. Body, and then we do the body, and now. This is like I don't know, we could say I mean, the body include, actually, no, we can do the title here if you want. I mean, you can do it however you want. You can do title, my title, put that into a header one or something, who knows. Okay, so now I have a template. So now I can do this, dash dash template, template HTML, and I get my rendered version now has all the stuff and it's just been replaced. Pretty easy, huh? We did that in 15 minutes. So that's it. And the rest of it is just a matter of shell scripting. It really is. And you can have templates for the top. You can have templates for the bottom. You can even loop through elements from your template. You want to get crazy with your YML or YAML. But that's it. And you can pull in together whatever you want. You can script it all. You can say, you can create one. You can make that into a script. You can actually write a build script. We have 15 minutes. Let's try it. So let's make a script for this. So let's make a build script. Chmod plus x build. And then what? Then in our build script, we're going to just put the same command. This is a great thing about shell scripting is every single line of your shell script is a line of code. So you can just copy this line of code and put it into a file, and now you have a script. That's why I think shell scripting should be one of the first things you should learn to code, because immediately you're already doing it. So we'll call this bin sh for good old POSIX shell to stay compliant on all operating systems that support it. And we have a template here, and custom styling come in. Custom styling, inline styles, you'll be able to do CSS template. If you want to do inline styles, you just put them in your template. So if you want inline styles right here, you just do same thing as usual, right? Title. So was it link? Was it rel style sheet? Is it href? I think it's href, isn't it? /css or styles.css. I think I got that right, didn't I? And styles.css, and you can put in assets, whatever you want. Body, background, cyan, because why not? Let's see if that even loads, shall we? Reload. Well, I haven't rendered it yet. Let's use our new script to build it. So this is just going to build out the current one. So we just do .build, but we can mess with it. So now our background is style. I mean, it's ugly as sin. So let's change that. The point is your styles just have to be in a consistent place. Gray. I don't have time. I only got 11 minutes, so I gotta go fast. So we have a gray one, right? I mean, obviously you can do your other styles. Now, this is how I suggest approaching pages. So if you make another page, say you can say another, right? So what I would suggest is maybe taking the templates and the styles and putting them into assets instead. So move that applies to your whole site. And you can inline the styles in your readme.md. It will take them if you wish. But I just move them. My site is consistent. It has one style sheet. It's a simple site. But otherwise you could do that. And so then what? Now I have to change my build script to build script needs to be run from the top level, and we'll make the template assets/template. Output is index.html. The input is readme.md right now. But what we could do is say, is it going to build just this one, right? So this is always going to build this particular page at this location. So we do build, and that should still build it, right? Wait, I have to fix my CSS, right? Of course, because the templates are not picking up in the right order. So this got to load it from assets.style. And we'll reload that. Should work now, right? Oh boy. Build. /build. There we go. All right, so that's all working again. Now, what if we want to add another page, right? So we add another page. You just make a dir, about, right? Inside of the about page, you make readme.md file, and you call it title about. Here is the About Me page. Okay, so how do I build that guy? Well, it's actually not too hard. So what we're going to do here now is add a loop. So the only thing we would have to do that is we'd add it here and we'd say, I want to add wait, what would it be? It would be about, right? So about slash readme.md. And then it would be, the rest is the same. And we want that output to be an about slash index.html. Let's add another one. So let's say we have another one called contact. And we change that one up real fast. Contact. I'm just trying to illustrate. All right, so now we have two. So what do we add to that? And so now we add contact. You can see where the pattern is coming from, right? There's kind of a pattern emerging that we can then, code. So there, I mean, that kind of redundancy is kind of lame, so we need to fix that. So how could we do that? Well, let's leave that one there for now. Who cares? But this other one is pretty easy, right? So we really want to get a list of all of the top level directories, right? And to do that, there's a number of ways we can do that. Probably the easiest, though, is to do this. We can say find. Well, there's a couple of ways. If you do this with Bash, you can do globstar expansion. And if you know how to shell script that, I won't talk about it. But one way that it will still work with POSIX is find. And so with find, you could do find dot name equals readme.md. And so let's test our little script here first of all. Remember I told you everything's just a command. Well, let's try our command from the command line. So find dot name readme.md. So anytime we have a readme.md, I want to build it, right? So if I have a readme.md, then I want to execute. Well, let's see. I want to execute. We need, what's the base name? So execute pandoc. Let's try that. So on the thing, and so we're executing on all the things. We have about and we have contact, but where do we want the output to go, right? So we want the output to go into the same location. So let's see, we could do, I mean, this is some pretty hairy shell scripting. I don't know if you want to do this or not. Do you want to do it? We only have 6 minutes. You want to do it with Bash? It's actually a lot easier with Bash. Should we cheat and use Bash? If you use Bash, you can just turn on globstar. So with Bash, you can just do this. I'm pretty sure it's globstar. So let's try this. Okay, so for I in bang bang slash readme .md do echo I for now. Do MD links translate? Yes, they do. You remember, just remember to use root anchors to slash, and that'll be the root of your site. So let's try this first. Top build. So that gets us all the stuff that we need, right? Now what we can do is we can say dir equals base name md base name md and then echo md. Make sure I get this, and let's echo the dir just to be sure, right? So okay, and now we have, actually no, that's not the base name. We want dir name. I got wrong thing. We want dir name. Sorry, wrong thing. And there we go. So we have our directories now. So then we can do this. We can say echo. I'm going to test my command first. Pandoc. Let's actually go steal our command line and replace it up here. I've got 5 minutes. Can I do it? So we're going to do this. We're going to echo this command before I do it because I don't want to break everything. Echo pandoc s, and then this could be md. We should probably do it properly so it's safe. And then we're going to put that into, you can probably guess, dir. I'm going to make that into that thing, and dir slash index.html, And the templates are always going to be an asset/template because that's we're only executing this directory from right here. In fact, you could even do a check and make sure that it has to be in the same directory if you really wanted to. Let's check that Pandoc statement and make sure it's right. So there's the Pandoc statement that's going to run, and it looks correct. Looks like it's what I want, right? So now all I have to do is take out the echo and get rid of these lines. And now I have my shell script. And now I can run build, and I will get let's turn that off. That's -Q, I think. -Q, I think, will shut it up. Nope. And Pandoc. I can't remember how to get it to silence its output. Actually, we can do. It might be dash. I wanted to say is it dash? I don't know. So I'm just going to shut it up the other way. I'm going to send its output to its error output to dev null because that's super annoying. And build it, and now we have our stuff. And now if I go back over here, I can go to /about, and I have about, and I also have the other one, which was contact. So there's contact. It still has a stupid my title thing in there, but now I can change things however I want. Also, I can make new things. You can even make a little script that checks for any changes. So let's make another one. Let's make a directory glossary, or move glossary to about terms. That's better. Terms readme.md terms glossary of terms, and then we say, and you can put a menu in here, right? So back home. All right, so home is /. And okay, so it has a list to go link back home. Now all I have to do is build, and it will build it automatically. Because why? Actually, you could even, if you want some more verbosity in here, you can make you feel better. You can say this. You can say building. I don't know. You can put some color in there even. Echo building MD. All right, so boom, and it tells you what it's been building. You can detect whether it's been changed or not. You can do all kinds of fancy things, but one point I'm trying to make is it's not complicated, people. It's just a basic thing. And when you click on home, it takes you back home. You can put your menus in there and everything, and there you go. There's your full working site. If you need to rewatch the video in slow mode to catch up and see what you have to do, let me know. But if you don't have any other questions, that's all you have to do. Make sure you run the build script from within the same directory, and you'll get what you want. You might also want to read about Pandoc templates a little bit more. There's ways to do templates at the beginning or at the bottom, and they have its own templates language. And that'll get you started. Make sure you use the latest Pandoc, and I strongly suggest using this syntax for Pandoc templates. There's just another one like this. It's a little bit problematic. This is more akin to what you would see in other template programming languages. So hopefully that gets you along the way with Pandoc, and you can have some fun with that. I'm going to go walk the dog. So see you later.